Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60. I have a new toy. This is the Blackview Rugged BV8800. Let's open this puppy up and see what's inside. My God, I keep getting these toys, and I have no problem with doing box openings on my channel, just so long as the products are good products. This one here has a 50 megapixel Samsung JN1 camera. It also has a 20 megapixel Sony night vision camera. Seriously, a night vision camera. Cool. 8 megapixel 117 degree camera, and then a 2 megapixel rear camera. Oh, it's heavy. It's waterproof, it's drop proof, and it's dust proof. Seriously guys, I wouldn't lie to you. We don't need this. It's got a 6.58 display on it, inch display on it, 8 gigabytes of RAM. It's got 128 gigabytes of ROM, and it's got this 8380 mAh battery. Like serious, an 8380 mAh battery. God damn. It's got everything a vlogger would ever want in cameras. This might become my favorite camera. What does it have? Oh, and it's got a 33 watt fast charge on it too, which is, we don't need this. This is never going to go back on this camera. Cell phone. Oh, you know, it's a cell phone that doubles as a camera. And oh, it's drop proof. I should be drinking a beer. I'll spill beer on it. It's got the Doke OS 3.0 operating system. It's based on Android 11, so it is super good. You can see that this unit is a very budget friendly cell phone. It's anywhere between $274.99 and $334.98 American dollars. The link to where you can buy one of these puppies and all of the information that it has on it is in the description below, so go there, definitely. Oh, and don't think that this is just about a cell phone camera, drop proof. You know what I mean? Don't think it's all about that, because we're going to be talking about post-pandemic travel. Yes, post-pandemic travel at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60. You know, I have a lot of hope for 2022 in the idea that things are going to start to open up. I see what's going on in China. I see the lockdowns in certain areas around the country, but it doesn't seem to be as severe as what it was in Wuhan, because they know what they're dealing with. Around the world, it seems like the fear is done, and I think by the end of 2022, and this is just a prediction, guys, it's just a feeling that everything is open up. Or maybe I'm trying to fool myself, because being sort of secluded to one country is difficult for somebody like me. When we retired in 2014, we stayed in Nanning, in China, basically all the time, just to get oriented, and because we retired here full time, so you know, fixing up the house, just getting into our daily routine. Okay, the next year, not so much. The next year we decided that we were going to go to Canada, my home country of course, and buy a car. Then the next thing we were going to do is going to drive that car down to Yuma, Arizona, and we're going to spend 3 or 4 months living in a trailer with old people in an old people trailer park in Yuma, Arizona. And then we went down to Mexico. As soon as we were done that, we drove back to Vancouver Island, jumped on an airplane, and buggered off back to China. As soon as we got to China, well, we did a couple of trips around China. We went to Lijiang and Shangri-La and places like that. But then we jumped on another airplane and buggered off to Cambodia. As soon as we were done with Cambodia, we said, well, that was fun. We took off to Japan. As soon as we were done with Japan, we said, well, geez, that was fun. Let's go to Singapore. And we went to Singapore. As soon as we were done with Singapore, we went to Thailand. As soon as we were done with Thailand, we went to Malaysia. You know, so I think we hit 8 or 9 different countries in 1 year. And that was the second year after we retired. That's what our retirement was supposed to be like, not just in one country. So being sort of locked down in China, and that's what I call it. Everybody's locked down. People in Australia are locked down in Australia. People in Canada are locked down in Canada. United States and wherever, the Maldives or India or Mexico. It doesn't really matter. Everybody's basically staying put where they are. And for a retired person that decided that they wanted to, well, both Wei Fong and I decided that in our retirement we wanted to travel the world. Wei Fong has her sight set on Europe. She really, really wants to go to Europe. And I've been telling her, yes, we're going to go. And then the pandemic hit. So as soon as the pandemic is over, we're off to Europe for I don't know how long. Then after that's done, you see, I've got my, we look at things a little differently, Wei Fong and I do. She's never seen Europe. She's heard all of the stories about France and the Eiffel Tower and, you know, London, England and Spain and the beauty of Portugal and Greece, the islands of Greece. And she sees the pictures on the internet and yeah, she's probably right about it. You know, like I've been to Europe a couple of times. I've been through Europe. I've been to Germany and I've been up into St. Petersburg, Russia. I spent some time up there. So I'm traveling a little bit more than Wei Fong is. But after this pandemic, and I'm thinking before the end of 2022, things are going to start opening up. Things are going to be different. That's hopeful thinking. I look at the world a little differently than Wei Fong does, as I was saying. I want to take the high-speed train from Kunming to Laos. I want to do all of Vietnam. I want to do all of Indonesia. You know, there's we went to Siem Reap, Cambodia, but we never went to Phnom Penh. I'd like to go to Phnom Penh and spend a couple weeks in Phnom Penh. There's a lot of stuff in this area of the world that I still haven't seen, and I really want to get that out of the way before we get too old, because traveling in Southeast Asia is a little bit more difficult than jumping on a Euro train, going from city to city, jumping into a taxi and a hotel room, and you know, it's e-bikes or motorcycles, it's walking a lot, it's temperatures and different types of foods and all of those other things. So that's what we're looking at right now. We both figure that by the end of 2022 everything's going to open up, so we're starting to actually make plans now. See, the times have changed since between my father's generation and my generation. My father's generation from Canada, they decided that in the wintertime they're going to go to Yuma, Arizona, or to Florida, or to Texas, and live in a trailer park with a whole bunch of other Canadians and stay warm. And staying warm was good enough for them. Then the boomers come along. Yes, people like me. The boomer generation with more bucks in their jeans. The world is smaller. You've got internet access wherever you go. Traveling, up until the pandemic started, traveling was cheap. I could fly from Vancouver to Shanghai for 321 Canadian dollars. That's like 250 American bucks. Seriously, one way. So the world changed there for a while before the pandemic, and the boomers, they started traveling to places, and not just traveling, but moving to places, buying homes in Thailand, buying homes in Bali, buying homes in China, buying homes in Vietnam. I know people that have been on the road now for 20 to 25 years away from their country. Some of them have never gone back. It's strange. But now this boomer group is out there, and going to Arizona isn't good enough. How boring. I'm not going to go sit in Arizona for 6 months every year. Maybe when I get a little bit older, I might think differently. But at this point in my life, not a chance in hell, guys. What are you going to do? Just sit there and drink beer and barbecue, get fat, and I don't know, get a suntan? It's just not in the cards for me. And that rings true for living all of our time in China. I did a video back when I just retired and started doing videos for you guys. And I said, the title of the video is Where to Retire. And the idea of the whole video was don't retire in one spot. Why would you say I'm going to go retire over here when there's a world to see? So traveling around, doing lots of different things. Look at Matt from Gweilo Nation. He spent a lot of time here in China, and then he got the travel bug. Now he's traveling around the United States in a van. Okay, well, Wei Feng and I have talked about that. I don't think we'd travel around in a van. We'd buy a motorhome and do it in a motorhome. We want a little bit more luxury, senior style. I'd like a nice bed to sleep in, and all of this other stuff. But the idea of taking a year or two out of your retirement and doing something like that, it just adds a little bit more adventure to it. I love China. I thrive in China. So does Wei Feng. We love the food. We love the people. We love the safety. Maybe I'm optimistic about this pandemic being over in 2022 is because this place is so damn safe. If I was sitting in the United States, where they've got, in 2 weeks, they've got like 2 or 3 million, 2.7 million from the 14th to the 27th of December, new cases. I noticed that on the 28th, it had jumped considerably type thing. I think it was 3.3 million if I'm not mistaken, but those numbers could be a little bit off. But the idea is that because I'm in China, we don't really see a lot of it. We don't see a lot of pain and suffering here because it doesn't exist. What we see in China is we see buildings like this being built, and you can see all along the waterfront. And you see the path I'm walking on here. This is sort of like a park that goes on both sides of the river in Nanning City. Well, it's not 75 kilometers on both sides, there's half on this side and half on that side type thing. 74 kilometers of park, and then they've got people that are dancing in the park. They got people that are well, look at these people down here practicing martial arts. Do not screw with these women. They will bok choy your piku. You walk through a park like this, and this is the middle of the pandemic. The Delta variant is out there and the Omicron variant is out there all over the world, but not here. You can see that people aren't wearing masks. Some do, some don't. But most of the people in the park are not wearing masks. The concern isn't here. We have hope for the future. We have hope for 2022, and I think that by the end of this year, we'll be traveling around the world again. I'm hoping, I'm praying for that. Because in my eyes, traveling should be fun. Retirement should be fun. You should be able to go wherever you want and do whatever you want. And you can tell by my videos that both Wei Feng and I have lots of fun. Doesn't matter where we are, where we go. But the weird thing is, one of the weird things is that we live in China now. So when we dream about going on a vacation, it's not going on a vacation in China, it's going on a vacation in a different country. Going on vacation in Canada, going and visiting family and friends is probably the first thing I'm going to do. But going to Laos, going to Vietnam, going to Greece or Paris or London, England, where the people in all of these places that watch my videos say, "Oh, I want to go to China. I can hardly wait to go to China." So I guess it all depends on where you are, where you live, what your dreams are, where you want to travel, what you want to do after the pandemic is over. Hey, it's one of those things that, God, I wish this thing was done so we could go and do what we want to do and not be restricted by rules and regulations set by governments, not be restricted by really, really expensive airfare, not be restricted by, well, just not be restricted by anything. And we could just all get on with our lives and start traveling this beautiful world once again. God, I love Nanning. Like, seriously, guys, I picked this down by the river on the other side of the river so that you could see the Chaoyang district, and it is gorgeous and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So during this video, you've seen the Yong River in Nanning, you've seen the Chaoyang district in the background, you've seen my plants that I put those there last night when you were sleeping. Yeah, right. The people in these parks work really hard to keep these parks as nice as they do. You've heard what I think about the pandemic, and I think we're in the later stage of it. I really do. That's my prediction. That's you can take it with a grain of salt, but the feeling has changed, and I really do. Maybe it's because a New Year's here and all of this other stuff. So that's another video. The Blackview 8800 rugged phone. Go down to the link in the description. Check this out, because it's an amazing little phone, and it's budget. It's a budget phone, so it doesn't cost you a lot. And so between rugged phones and hoping to go traveling here soon around the world, that's another video from Gweilo 60. If you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Don't forget to resubscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell. And whatever you do, don't forget to put a couple bucks in the Children's Patron account, because it's for a good cause. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye now. Yes, I do love my life. Even though I'm sort of stuck here in China, we get to travel the entire country of China because there are really no restrictions here, except for the lockdown places. You just stay away from there, you'll be fine. But still be nice to get out and about, go visit family and friends, and see a little bit more of the world. That's what we're doing at the end of this year.